Hey, Red, what's good? What's the good word, my friend? I vaguely remember that one. The word being vague. See, I still say my all-time favorite vampire movie is still John Carpenter's. John Carpenter's Vampires. Hey, Marks, what's good? Welcome to the show, my friend. How are you doing today? We're kind of doing a little afternoon special. Now I gotta figure out how I can get my special guest host on the camera. Because I don't have nothing tall enough for him. Right, let's see. Nope, that doesn't work. Oh, this sucks. I don't have nothing tall enough for my special friend. And I can't get him to hang. I'll put him up where everybody can see, maybe. But yeah, we're kind of doing an extra episode today because I didn't get to everything I wanted to get to last night. Because we were a little bit busy. And we were like killing ourselves with trying to squeeze some stuff in. So I figured we're up early today. I got some time on my hands. It was kind of like, why not? Plus, we were going to see if the Sunday afternoon start brought in a slightly non-regular crowd, so to speak. But it will depend on what's the word I'm looking for. It will just depend. Ooh, pardon me. You figure if you get the spelling right, it might come up? See, at least you've unmemorized 30,000% of the questions. That's the key. I want my mask and my robe. I don't know where they are. I put them somewhere and I don't know where I put them. It was RB. What was the question? The question was. Oh, okay. Big Tex. Arby's barbecue. Which is always fantastic. And what was I going to do? I was going to do one other thing before I got started. And I don't remember what it was. I honestly do not remember. Oh well, it'll come to me at some point. I know I was going to check before I got started. Let me see if I have what I had in my Halloween folder. Oh, it's empty. Damn it. Hello, Ali. What's good? What is the happenings? But yes, folks, your eyes do not deceive you. It is Sunday afternoon. And we are here with Twisted's Date, who you guys can't see at the moment. I got to mix it up on occasion. That's why it says Sunday special. But no, it was more of a case of there was a game I wanted to run yesterday that I just did not get around to doing. So we're going to hope and pray that we get some people in that are participating. And if we do, we're going to run a little pointless today. So we'll have to wait and see who all is in, who all is here, and so on and so forth. But are they running is the question.
Just make sure that you tune in to List Wiz. You're watching List Wiz. If you're playing in my way, just make sure that you tune in to List Wiz. Just make sure that you tune in to List Wiz. You're watching List Wiz. If you're playing in my way, just make sure that you tune in to List Wiz. List Wiz.
That's right, we're saying afternoon. We are not saying evening. Hope everybody is doing well out there for this fine Sunday. Sunday. Yes, I am not usually doing a stream on Sunday, or at least I'm not usually doing a game show stream. But today, I felt like doing a little treating rather than tricking tonight. Um, it is Halloween weekend, or pre-Halloween weekend, and so we just decided, what the heck? We just decided that today of all days, we needed to do an extra stream. Because, like I said in the little intro at the beginning, there was more I wanted to do yesterday, but we just literally ran out of time. We literally ran out of time yesterday. So we just couldn't arrange to do as much as I was hoping for. So we're making it up to you guys today. That's right. We're doing something. We're doing a Sunday special. And I know we are competing with the NFL. We're competing with TwitchCon. We're competing with pretty much everything. Hello, Miss Delvikins. How are you doing, my little heartsy angel? So I figured today was just going to be it. Today was going to be time ran out of us. Is that what it was? No, we ran out of time because I did want to do more. But like I said, I didn't get to start as early yesterday as I had wanted to. So it was pretty much a lost cause for my original intent. So I figured today we're going to get right into it, and we are going to get things flying right along. I do want to know if anybody has tried this little multi-stream thing that Twitch is now promoting. I forget what it's called. Twitch Squads? I'm curious to know if anybody has seen anybody that's tried it yet, if they have done well with it. I want to kind of see how to do it. But it is going to take some work. It is going to take some time and a few other things to figure it out. Not to mention, like I said, as you guys know, and I've said a million times, OBS doesn't seem to like me much anymore. And I lost my window I was looking for. There we go. Never heard of it. Oh, you never heard of it. I hadn't either until I've got one large Twitcher that I follow on Twitter, and she basically said something about it, and I'm just kind of interested to see if anybody's heard of it, seen it, and known how it works. The funny thing was that I just saw a lot of people were saying, like, dude, you're doing what Mixer's doing. And I'm like, okay, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. So Mixer started it, and then hopefully Twitch will perfect it. Or if Mixer hasn't perfected it already. So like I said, it's one of those things I'm just kind of curious if anybody has seen or heard anybody that's used it yet, to see how it works. But it's supposedly so you can get multiple Twitch streamers on your stream at the same time. So I'm just curious. Like I said, I'm going to do some research tonight, tomorrow, whenever I have time. Yeah, right. Like I ever have time to do anything anymore. I swear, it's like ever since the new job, I have no time to do anything. I really don't. I mean, I do, but it's one of those cases, like I told you guys, where it's burnout, and because it's burnout, no experimenting is ever going to get done. As bad as that sounds, as painful as that is, it's pretty much everything is almost locked in. And like I said, I'm still mad at Streamlabs because apparently, like I said, it will not load my stuff to the cloud anymore. I don't know if I'm too large, if I've got too much stuff, which is very, very possible. And if I have to go back to the basics, which I really, really, really don't want to do, I really don't want to have to go to back to the basics because it's just so blasé and boring. Um, the guy is helping me work on the website. He's like, dude, you just need to make everything um, cohesive across the board. And I'm like, yeah, but it's kind of like, okay, we're playing Countdown. The whole feel is completely different from the Joker's Wild, which you hear in the background now, which will get me YouTube copyright yelled at. And it's like, I don't either. I don't either. And like I said, the moment Streamlabs kind of forced everybody to save their stuff to the cloud, it's kind of like, It's like it's supposed to be. It keeps a local copy, and then once you have the local copy, it's supposed to push that. And again, here's why I hate it. So after I finished the stream last night, I left Streamlabs up, and I assume it is trying to do the writing to the cloud of everything I changed. I get back in today. I get home from the office because I did a 4-hour shift today, and it's still not closed. And then I got back to thinking, and I'm like, last Saturday, I left it going, and 4 days, it never finished saving. It's like, dude, all you need to save is something that's changed. Not everything needs to be resaved again. But it doesn't work. Well, it's supposed to save it to the hard drive alley, but I don't think it ever does it correctly. I don't think it ever does it correctly. Like I said, it's the one problem I have is if Streamlabs is not the first program I open on the computer after a restart, Streamlabs won't work. It will not. It'll do that stupid. Can't create this scene. Loading new scene, and it'll make a blank scene. And then the moment I flip it back over to the game show stream, can't create this scene. It'll make a brand new scene, and it names them like scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, and so on and so forth. And it was like at one point I had 7 empty scenes that did save, but none of my changes to the Listwitch show saved. Not one. And it's like, I give up. I really do. I don't know what is left to try to fix other than like starting from scratch. And as you guys can tell from everything that's in this show, that is hours on hours on hours on hours of work, which I don't want to do. I don't have time to do. So it's like, come on, Streamlabs. I'm not asking for much. Just a teeny tiny little something to make me happy. And then it's like, then it goes back to that KISS syndrome. Keep it simple, stupid. And I just think I'm too complicated for Streamlabs to handle. That's what I think, is I'm just too complicated for Streamlabs to handle. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that have noticed, we do have the 4-letter word on the board. That 4-letter word reads from top to bottom, and it is a very simple 4-letter word. And all you have to do is give me that 4-letter word, and if you can give me that 4-letter word, you will get a shot at the vault, which I think is down to a 1 in 57, 56 chance. I think. Because when Siri's here, she just basically, I'm cleaning out a row to lower the odds. And I'm like, that's one strategy to do it. It's never going to be my strategy to do it if I were on the other end. But you guys play how you play, and you're never wrong. Well, I won't say never wrong, because only one person can win a prize per game. And unfortunately for everybody, last night, basically, Siri cleaned house. She basically got 2 vault shots, 2 small prizes, 1 large prize, and just basically ran away with it last night. Um, so it's kind of, let's give somebody else a chance for a day. That's how I'm kind of looking at this series. I love you dearly, but you got to give everybody a chance. So, like I said, today, ladies and gentlemen, is just a Sunday special. We're going to do a couple of four-letter words, probably a couple of lists, and then we'll see what games we're going to throw in there. Like I said, if we get enough participants, I definitely want to do the pointless game. Well, some time ago, and it was a while ago, it was when I had put in the rule that you could only win like one prize, one large prize a week. And it was literally the only three people at that time that I was sending boxes to was like Emery, Sari, and Mark. Nobody else was doing anything. And I even got a message is like, dude, I love it, but I can't play with these people in there participating. So at one point, it was because of Sari, it was because of Mark, and it was because of Emery's that we had actually enforced the one prize per week rule. Because I had literally lost. One episode I had like 40 plus people in, and they were all participating, or most of them were participating. And the next week it was down to 32, and then the next week it was down to 21, and then the next week it was down to like 17. And I'm like, I got to come up with something because it's like they're getting scared off because they know they're not having a chance. So they were the ones that actually at the time had made me enforce that rule. And then it's like, as the numbers just never picked back up, it's like, all right, nobody wants to show up. I'm getting rid of the rule. So the one rule I did have was you can only win once per episode. So it's like if I did, or you can only win one large prize per episode. And that one we still keep around. That rule we still keep around because it's like at least then I know it's not all going to the same person. And it's like I said, we want to make everybody feel welcome. That's what our goal always is. And like I said, there will be days when one person sweeps. Like I said, yesterday Sari swept. A couple of weeks ago, it was Delve that pretty much swept everything. Um, there was a night when it was Twisty that swept everything. So it happens. I mean, it's just the way it goes at times. All right, we're down to 3.5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, for this four-letter word. And if nobody gets it, then we will jump over to the list, and we're gonna try to be quick tonight, because again, like I said, last night was just a lot. I was off, or it was the late start, just kind of threw me from my original plans. Yep, luck of the draw sometimes. That's what it is sometimes. Um, so yeah, tonight we're going to try to do pointless. If we get enough people dropping in and participating, um, I think we'll definitely do a Jeopardy game tonight, and probably a Link game. That's my plan. Whether or not we get to them all is another question. Because, like I said, I know the Link game usually takes a while, and Jeopardy it does take about an hour, give or take. Although this one may not, because I'm going to be honest, I don't remember if I changed the questions from one of the last episodes. I honestly don't remember because the categories look familiar, but I thought I had like swapped out some of the questions. But it's one of those cases where, okay, you had 5 questions in the category, you swapped out 3 of them, but the 2 you left just kind of stick in your head like, did we use that or not? And it's like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we are down to about a minute left looking for this 4-letter word. And it reads from top to bottom. And if you can get this 4-letter word, you will get a shot at the vault, which, like I said, we know 2 numbers in the combination. We know the first number in the combination. We know the last number in the combination. And I think there's 8 numbers in one row remaining and 7 in another. So you're down to a 1 in 56 chance. Oh, I did not. And we are down to 20 seconds, give or take. My math is not so good today. So we're down to about 20 seconds. And we are looking for that 4-letter word. Is anybody going to get that 4-letter word before timer runs out? Oh, we did not get the 4-letter word. And you guys were like right around it. Let's see. Allie was right around it a couple of times. Sea-Chick was right around it. So you 2 guys were like right at it. The 4-letter word that we were actually looking for, I told you guys it was a pre-Halloween weekend, right? So what is more Halloweeny than a robe? R-O-B-E. Robe was the 4-letter word that we were looking for. I had seen rope, roll, and I think that was all I had seen was rope and roll. And I'm like, okay, they got it. They've got this one figured out. And then they just went right around it. We had Bard, we had Wino, we had Bone, and we had Line for the robe. R-O-B-E. So nobody gets the 4-letter word. Yep. And we jump right into the list today, this afternoon. Whatever time of the day it is. I know it's some kind of the day. Alright, and we are going to set this up as we always do for 30 minutes. And, as I said, let me get the right one. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's not that one. And it's not that one. So I do not have the actual file open. Where's my list file? Let me get my list file up. So it's Halloween. Pre-Halloween weekend. Which means you knew I had to do something Halloweenish. I had to. So for tonight's list, I should say for the first list of the night, we are looking for vampire movies. and I really wish I had my cape right now because I was going to use it. We are looking for vampire movies. And with that, the timer starts now. And this is where I do put slow mode on for a slight delay so I can play catch up. We are looking for movies that involve vampires. Van Helsing is not on the list. See, I can do a Dracula voice. That I know I can do. I'm gonna give it to you, Delve, but I want you to know you named it wrong. I always thought it was Interview with a Vampire. It is Interview with the Vampire. Where'd my pen go? My pen got away from me. I just had it in my hand. I always thought it was Interview with a Vampire. And then I went back and looked and it's like, no, it is not a. It is the Vampire. One of the classics, Nosferatu. Count Dracula. Was there ever a movie called Count Dracula? I know there was a movie called Dracula. There's my pen. And there's like Son of Dracula and Daughter of Dracula and all those other ones. But has there ever been one called Count Dracula? That's the question. No, Twilight is not going on there, Sea Chicken. Nope, no way, no how, never, nada. Just to let you know. Vampires are supposed to be dark and scary, not sparkly. See, at least in Underworld, they're like a little scary. Actually, they're more scary in Underworld. But I refuse to get into the Edward Jacob thing because they both needed to be staked through the heart. They really did. Didn't want either of them. Mark of the Vampire. He's not there. And I'm going to warn you, there are a lot of vampire movies. I think Ranker had 160 on their list, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie, which was much better than TV series. Underworld, not the one we were looking for. Now, I will help you guys out a little bit. There are a couple of movies that are vampire-like. They're not in here. And if I had to pick one, I'm going to say 10 is going to be the hard one. Fright Night. Aye, Frankenstein. It's Frankenstein, not Frankenstein. Is not there. 30 Days of Night is, however, there. So Delve putting you guys to shame at the moment. Delve with 3 of the vampires. Is there a secret life you're not telling us about, Delve? I'm just curious. The moon comes out and Delve goes out and pretends to do karaoke, but she's actually raiding the streets for blood victims. I really want my cake. and I don't know where it is. Oh wait, yeah, I do know where it is. I think. I think I do know where it is. So I'll just go with me. The mini vampire Batman. Oh, come on, Al. You gotta know more than that. There's a lot of vampire movies. Salem's Lot? Yeah, definitely. Ouch. I had a cough on it, a hiccup on that one right when I was getting ready to say something. Salem's Lot definitely had to be on the list. This is a Tom Hanks vampire voice. So again, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are halfway through in just under 7 minutes. We are looking. You are a god. Like I said, you are a bloodsucker. How can you not watch Dracula vampire movies, Ali? Shame, 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 shame. Ironically, one of my favorites is still up here. It's one of the all-time, in my opinion, greats. But that's just my opinion. Because then she bites them on the neck and puts them under her spell with them big green eyes. I thought about putting Blood Rain on here, but I was kind of debating, is that more of a video game to movie or movie to video game? It was more of a video game to movie. But you can say that about a lot of monster movies. Oh, come on. All horror movies are supposed to go too far. And I'll give you an example. I watched The Cube. Absolutely loved The Cube. Fantastic film, fantastic psychological thriller or horror sort of movie because you don't know anything about who made it. Then I watched Cube 2 and it was, oh God, and they made a Cube 3, didn't they? Because I'm thinking Cube 2 is horrendous. Absolutely horrible. And then I'm like, all right, there's no Cube 3. Oh, there was Cube 0. So I went back to watch Cube 0, and it was like, it was a lot of fun, and it actually did a beautiful job of kind of pre-setting Cube. If you haven't seen the end, I'm not going to spoil it. And it was like, it was the same principle throughout the movie. There we go. Delvey getting one of my all-time favorite vampire flicks, The Lost Boys. If you don't like The Lost Boys, there's something wrong with you. See, I still think 1 was better. 1 was better. 0 was very good, and it did a fantastic job of kind of being the prequel to the Cube. But then I'm sitting there like, there were just a couple of moments in Cube 0 that was like really, really like over the top stupid. See, I liked 1. I was not as big of a fan of 2. But I actually, other than the fact that some of the acting was ridiculously campy in 3, I like 3 better than 2. I like 3 better than 2. And I think it had to do with the fact that they kind of threw the story of 2 out. It made the super vampire monster creatures or whatever it was they made. And it was like, okay. Now the one I want to see, and I'll probably watch it tonight before I go to bed, depending on how long the show goes, is there's one where the vampires have literally drained the humans. There are no humans left. And they've got to find some sort of new food source. And I can't think of what it's called. And it looks like it's going to be really cheesy. But I like cheesy movies. Tubi has a lot of really, really bad cheesy movies on it. It's got a couple of good ones, but it's got a lot of cheesy ones in it. So that's what I'm kind of looking forward to. And I can't think of the name of it now. But yeah, they literally overfed themselves and pretty much destroyed their cattle source. So that one I am interested in. But yeah, since you've seen Zero, Sea Chicken, you can tell me, did it do a good job of kind of setting up 1? I thought it did, and the ending just kind of was a perfect fit. Oh, Dark Shadows. Queen of the Dam. So we got Johnny Depp, and then we have Aaliyah. I was not a fan of Queen of the Damned, but I was not a fan of the book Queen of the Damned either. Like I said, it would have been even. I think 1 would have. I think 0 would have been perfect if they could have brought some of the original actors and actresses from 1 and just had them come back just for that scene. If they had done that, I would have been like thrilled. And like I said, don't watch Cube 2. That's all I'm going to tell you. Cube 2 was a freaking stupid, idiotic piece of garbage. Yeah, that's my movie review there for you folks. See, we do movie reviews on occasion. Hello, Flutter. How you doing, my dear? Is it Daybreakers? No, it's not the one I'm thinking of. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to pick because there's no real big names in it. It's oh, I'm drawing a blank now. It might be Daybreakers, but I don't think it is. No, Daybreakers is the one in Russia, right? I'm trying to remember. There's one that's set in Russia that I started watching, and it got, and because they're doing it in the Russian language and no English dubbing, it was hard enough to follow. Drawing a blank now. I don't think it was Daybreakers. It might have been, but I'll have to go check. I will have to go check later and see, and then I'll let you know. So again, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are joining us, welcome to a special Sunday matinee episode of the one, the only live interactive game show, live on Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, StreamMe, Periscope, and a few others that I can't think of. Dracula Dead and Loving It. Just remember that one for later, Sea Chickens. All I'm going to tell you. Oh, so you did see, and you're with me on this, right? 1 was fantastic, 2 was crap, and 0 was like somewhere between the two. That's how I looked at it. Or as you said, 0 was okay. But yeah, like I said, I still think they should have brought back some of the original actors just for that one scene in 0. If they had done that, 0 would have gone up my charts like really, really high. So, let's see. So I want to watch some more vampire movies between now and Halloween. I kind of want to watch Jigsaw, but I keep putting that one off. Because I can never remember if that one got good reviews or bad reviews. Because I remember Saw 1 was fantastic. Saw 2 was pretty damn good. I can't remember if I liked 3. And then 4 and 5 were just like, yeah, we're milking this to the point of ridiculousness. And then somebody said when Jigsaw came out, it kind of like rebirthed the series. So I'm kind of wanting to see that one. Alright, so Daybreakers had the name cast, and it was definitely not Daybreakers. This is the one I'm thinking of. Because like I said, the one I saw had like a list of good actors, but no big namers. No superstars that made you say, oh, I want to see this. Whereas when you watched Twilight and Underworld, you had the 2 ladies that were stars on their own right. When you watched John Carpenter's Vampires, you had James Woods. When you watched Dusk Till Dawn, you have George Clooney. The Lost Boys was Kiefer Sutherland, among others. I mean, even 30 Days a Night had 30 Days a Night even had Josh Hartnett in it, which definitely made it worth something. You don't know how much I wanted to put that one in there, Sea Chicken. As you guys know, I'm a huge Abbott and Costello fan, but it's like, I can't put Abbott and Costello in here as much as I wanted to. As much as I wanted to, I wanted them in there. 2 to me is the one worth watching. If you can stomach those kind of movies, 2's the one that's worth watching. And the reason I always liked the Saw movies was it brought back a feel of Hitchcock, kind of, where you knew something bad was happening, but you only saw, for the most part, the after effects. You'd see the hand on the floor, or the blood hit the mirror, or whatever. That is classic Hitchcock. You're like, oh damn, what just happened? Yeah, I definitely recommend 1 and 2. After that, you can take them, you can leave them. But Jigsaw, I'm seriously interested in. Once bitten, twice shy. Or in Gunner's case, is how many times does he get bit? So like I said, I did get Jax's package out, so that's 1 international done. I think the English and Scottish ones are next. The English and the Scottish ones are definitely next on my to-do list. And then the Canadians will probably be after that. Although, like I said, I'll probably do part of Walrus's early. Oh, nice call, Sea Chicken. I didn't even think of that one. I did not even think of that one. Yeah, but the fun is, how are they going to die? And like I said, some of the great horror films, even the main character dies. You look at Psycho. Name the only character that survived in that one. It was Norman. But yeah, like I said, I think the problem is with a lot of horror movies today, they basically tell you who's the survivor. It's whoever they center the movie around. That's one reason I love Rob Zombie films for the most part, because he kind of implies everybody's the main character for a bit, and then that's why I have to laugh when everybody complains about the fact that what's his name on The Walking Dead is expected to die. It's like, it's about time that somebody major croaks. But yeah, the best ones are the ones where everybody dies and the monster wins. Those are the best ones. Hotel Transylvania actually came close to making my cut. And at the last minute, I'm like, no, I don't have anybody I want to take off to replace Hotel Transylvania with. So I'll give you a perfect example of what I'm talking about. You go watch, shoot, I just forgot the movie. The Invisible Man, the original Invisible Man with Claude Rains. And it's like, that man is a murderer. No ifs, ands, or buts. Like I said, off camera, they say he said he killed 125 people by causing one accident. And then on camera, he killed, 12 or 13? So it's basically, the Invisible Man is officially the world's biggest killer. Oh no, I know which one I was thinking of. That broke the rule of the main character surviving. Nightmare on Elm Street. Everybody dies in that one. I think everybody died in Nightmare on Elm Street at some point. Although, like you said, the main character survived till the very end when the big final scene came in. Let's see, what other ones have had everybody croak? I'm trying to think of what other movies have had everybody dying. Let's see, I can't say vampires. Can't say Dusk Till Dawn. Oh, and then the other rule I hate for horror movies. If there's a kid, the kid survives and is a hero of some sort. That's where Tarantino pissed me off with Till Dusk Till Dawn. Now, see, I don't remember watching From Dusk Till Dawn 2. So somebody has to remind me if somebody survived that one. Because I don't remember. I don't think I ever watched Dusk Till Dawn 2. But yeah, like I said, that's why I kind of missed the real horror movies where everybody croaks. And like I said, the two that come to mind are Psycho and Nightmare on Elm Street. Number one. If I remember rightly, everybody died in that one. What we do in the shadows stays in the shadows. Ironically, nobody said Dracula. Nobody said, well, somebody, I think Allie had said Count Dracula. That's right, the vampires suck and bite. So somebody help me out and try to come up with. Now, like I said, Cube, and I keep going back to Cube because it's the one on my mind. If you think about it, only one character survived Cube, and he wasn't the main character. Let's see. Sigourney Weaver survived Aliens, so that doesn't work. I am trying to think of a good horror movie where everybody dies. There's got to be one somewhere. He sucked the souls out of children. But even the vampires will not claim Barney. Just because he's creepy. Now you could argue Interview with a Vampire, everybody dies. Or Interview with the Vampire. You could argue that everybody dies. Because the reporter gets it in the end. I'm sitting here, like I said, now you guys got me thinking. Now you guys have me thinking. Yeah, it used to be that way. Let's go see. Now you got me thinking. We gotta look this up to find out. I knew that one was coming. I knew that one was coming. So we're down to less than a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Or less than 2 minutes. Let's see. Let's see what culture says. Oh, they're not even doing horror movies. They're just doing best movies where everybody dies. Boo. This is the End, The Blair Witch Project, The Thing, Dawn of the Dead, Cabin in the Woods. That's the one I was trying to think of. Cabin in the Woods. Everybody dies in that one. Ironically, one of the sites lists Cloverfield, but it's like, really? Cloverfield for a good movie where everybody dies? see. Then we have The Thing. Ladies and gentlemen, shame on you. It's Halloween, and you left 3 movies. Flutter, you're gonna be ashamed of yourself that you missed one. You're gonna be totally ashamed that you missed one because you have one coming to you. But Flutter, shame, shame, shame that you could not remember Vampire Hunter D. You even have the large statue waiting to come to you. And you still couldn't come up with Vampire Hunter D. Number 10 was probably the only one I would have said was a reach. Because officially, in the Omega Man, they are vampires. They're not the zombie monsters from I Am Legend. They're actually vampires in the Omega one. And number 1, which doesn't surprise me that nobody got, because it is more of a comical vampire movie, A Vampire in Brooklyn with Eddie Murphy. Vampire in Brooklyn. So we had Vampire in Brooklyn, Nosferatu, The Lost Boys, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Salem's Lot, Vampire Hunter D, 30 Days of Night, Interview with the Vampire. It is not Interview with a Vampire, just so everybody knows. From Dusk Till Dawn, and the Omega Man. And I really figured the Omega Man was going to be the one that did not get picked. So we are hoping that there's no vault slot, no small prize behind number 1, number 6, and number 10. So we are going to press. Oh, the small prize is sucked right out of the room. No small prize for tonight, for game number 1. But we still have a vault shot. And the vault shot will either go to Delve or Sea Chicken. So the question is, who's getting it? The succubus or the incubus? The vault shot goes to Mrs. Delvykins. Delve will be getting the vault shot. Now the other one I thought about putting in here was Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. And I just couldn't put it in there. I really couldn't put it in there because it was like, it's a fantastic movie. It's a fun popcorn movie, but it just seems so wrong putting that one in there. So congratulations to Miss Delvykins, who will be getting the vault shot here momentarily, as I gotta go get the vault open. So let's go open the vault for Delve and see if she can open the vault. And like I said, this is where I will always argue against Siri's strategy on the vault. Because actually we are down to a 1 in 48 chance. And it's about to be a 1 in less chance. Alright, Delp. We know the first number is a 7. We know the last number is a 4. What row would you like me to take 1 incorrect number out of? Alright, we're taking 1 out of the blues. So with that, coming out of the blue row is the 2. So the 2 is not the third number. So Delve, what number do you think is opening the vault tonight? We know the first number is a 7. The second number is a 2. The third number is a 9. And the last number is a 4. We plug 7294 into the vault lock. We press the time release bar. And we hear another very, very, very sad trombone. We hear a very sad trombone. All right. So the vault is still closed. So here's where I'm going to give you guys a choice. Do you guys want us to do an open game or a closed game? You guys want an open one or a closed one? Because like I said, I have 2 lined up. Like I said, I actually have 3 lined up. Alright, Sea Chicken says either one. Alright, so while we're waiting to get a crowd in, hopefully we'll get a crowd in. One second, guys. Gotta wait for this thing to pop up. All right, come on, computer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, it is time for Jeopardy! All right, and I was going to do something real quick just to see what happens here. One second, guys. And this is one of those I'll probably have to resize the board. So give me half a second. Nope, actually we're good on size. We're actually good on size. Alright, why is it freezing up again? All right. So again, like I said, I'm worried that some of these questions you guys may actually remember. But I did try to change them up a little bit, so we'll have to see what happens. So we have for round one, primates, ancient times, British novels, political quotes, beavers, and religious history. And as Delv got the vault shot, Delv, you get to choose the first category and the first value. So whenever you are ready, my dear, you control the board. All right, ancient times for 200. Oh, and right off the bat, it's the daily double. Wow. All right, Delv, you have no points at the moment, which means you can bet up to 1,000. And again, I had no clue where the daily double was. It just so happened to be in one of the world's worst spots, right at the top of the board. All right, for 200. The French call it AC. The Italians, DC. A 12-hour NBC miniseries called it this. The French call it AC. The Italians, DC. A 12-hour NBC miniseries called it this. So only Delv gets to guess at this one. No guess. The French call it AC, the Italians DC. A 12-hour NBC miniseries called it AD. So nobody gets anything for that one. And Delv, you get to choose the next spot on the board. Pardon me. Primates for 2 again. The ape found on Sumatra, Borneo, and in every which way but loose. Ape found on Sumatra, Borneo, and in every which way but loose. And do remember, folks, your answers have to be in the form of a question. Them's the rules. The ape found on Sumatra, Borneo, and in every which way but loose. Sea chicken, nailing it. Clyde was an orangutan. Clyde was an orangutan. All right, see? You are on the board. And where do we go next? British novel. That's novels, not movies, Mr. Blind-Eyed Bat. For 200. Published in 1898, this Wells novel had its biggest impact when adapted by another Wells in 1938. Published in 1898, this Wells novel had its biggest impact when adapted by another Wells in 1938. You got the crystal patch on again, don't you? Published in 1898, this Wells novel had its biggest impact when adapted by another Wells in 1938. All the way off. Nope, not Moby Dick. Anybody else want to take a shot at it? The correct answer was, what is the War of the World? Or H.G. Wells wrote it in 1898. Orson Welles produced the radio play in 1938. All right, Sea Chicken, where do we go next? Hey, be glad she didn't hit you with War and Peace, Gunner. You'd still be out. All right, British novels for 4. In just over a century after first publication, it said there were over 160 editions of this John Bunyan classic. Come here. In just over a century after its first publication, it said that there were 160 editions of this John Bunyan classic. Say hello to the Pookie Cat, folks. Hey, kitty, you're on camera. See? You're on camera. Say hi. Say hi. At least she's purring at the moment, but I don't know if she's purring because she's mad. No guesses on that one. It is, what is Pilgrim's Progress? Classic John Bunyan British novel. And Sea Chicken, you get to make the next choice. She's a monster down here because she like knocks over everything. British novels for 6. Wilfred is the first name of the title character in this novel by Sir Walter Scott. Wilfred is the first name of the title character in this novel by Sir Walter Scott? And no guesses again. It is Sir Wilfrid. Who is Ivanhoe? Sir Wilfrid Ivanhoe. All right, see, where to next? Beavers for 2. Wow, okay. That is a... What is the two-word term that is usually applied derisively to someone who is overly ambitious? This is a two-word term usually applied derisively to someone who is overly ambitious. It is the eager beaver, and I can't pull it back. I can't pull up the answer because it is kind of stuck. So Flutter on the board with 200. And Flutter, you get to choose the next topic and value. And I'm hoping there's no more of those fly out and fly out ones. Knowing my luck, there will be. Primates for 8. The primate preacher who marries the following. Abba dabba, dabba dabba, dabba dabba, said the monkey to the chimp. Primate preacher who marries the following. Abba dabba dabba, dabba dabba dabba, said the monkey to the chimp. And this was one of those questions that I had is like, I don't remember if we got to or not. The correct answer is, what is the big baboon? What is the big baboon? All right, Flutter, you are still in control. Where do we go next? And my Batman cap is getting like tangled. Funny thing is, see, Chicken, you and I are probably the only ones that know that song. All right, political quotes for 1,000. In 1962, he supposedly said, We ought to saw off the eastern seaboard and float it out to sea. In 1962, he supposedly said we ought to saw off the eastern seaboard and float it out to sea. And no one gets this one because you guys are all youngsters. It was, who is Barry Goldwater? Barry Goldwater hated the East Coast. He basically considered Massachusetts and Washington, D.C. one of the worst places in the world in the United States. All right, Flutter, where to next, ma'am? Beavers for 6. These must be used continuously as they keep growing throughout a beaver's life. These must be used continuously as they keep growing throughout a beaver's life. Correct, it is their teeth. Their teeth have to, that's why they're constantly chewing on stuff. They literally have to whittle their teeth down. All right, Flutter, where to next, my dear? Political quotes for 4. You can fool all the people some of the time, and some of the people all the time, but you can't. You can fool all the people some of the time, and some of the people all the time, but you can't. I figured somebody was going to get this one. Nope, it is not fool yourself. It is what is fool all the people all the time. All right, Flutter, where are we going next? How you doing, Dust? What's good, my friend? Beavers for 1,000. While quarterback for Pennsylvania's Beaver Fall High School, this future Super Bowl MVP got over 50 scholarship offers. While quarterback for Pennsylvania's Beaver Falls High School, this future Super Bowl MVP got over 50 scholarship offers. Sports ball, yay! Nobody on that one. That one, yeah, you had a lot of possibilities. It was, who is Joe Namath? And he eventually went to Alabama. All right, Flutter, your choice again. Where to next? Religious history for 2. Up to 1 million had already fallen victim to this persecution from 1484 to 1692 before it hit Salem. Up to 1 million had already fallen victim to this persecution from 1484 to 1692 when it famously hit Salem. It is, what are witches, or what is witchcraft persecution? I will take either or. Sea Chicken back on the board. All right, C. Where are we going next? Primates for 4. So I get my mouse back. Oh, damn it. I hate that one. Old world monkeys are both arboreal and ground dwelling, but all new world monkeys are this type. All old world monkeys are both arboreal and ground dwelling, but all new world monkeys are specifically this type. Flying or arboreal is what I was looking for. I will take either answer for that one. Basically, arboreal means they basically swing in the trees, and everything in the New World actually lives in the trees, so they're basically arboreal. All right, see, where do we go next, my friend? Alright, I need to lose this guy. The fuzz is like getting like right in my face. Ancient times for 400. Nero sent an expedition about 60 AD to find the source of this great river. Nero sent an expedition out about 60 AD to find the source of this great river. It is the Nile. So that puts Flutter back in the lead at 200 points. Right now it's Flutter and Sea Chicken neck and neck. Flutter with 800, Sea Chicken with 600, Delve bringing up the rear at minus 200. All right, Flutter, where do we go next? And again, guys, if you are watching on the channel, it is an open game. If you want to try to win some of these prizes back here, you are more than welcome to join in on the Jeopardy game. This one is always an open one. Political quotes for 200. Speaking of this, de Gaulle told JFK, "I predict you will sink into a bottomless military quagmire." Speaking of this, de Gaulle told JFK, "I predict you will sink into a bottomless military quagmire." Delve, nailing it. It is Vietnam. Basically, de Gaulle warned JFK if they went to war in Vietnam, they were going to be in an endless quagmire. But did Kennedy listen? Nope. Of course, it's de Gaulle. I probably wouldn't have listened to him either. All right, Delve, where to next, my dear? Religious history for 6. Self-proclaimed holy man Grigory Novikya was known by this nickname, meaning the debauched one. Self-proclaimed holy man Grigory Novikya was known by this nickname, meaning the debauched one. And nobody taking a chance on this one. Wow, I thought this one was actually kind of easy. It is, who is Rasputin? It actually means the debauched one. All right, Delve, where to next? Religious history for 4. Sayyid is an Arabic term of respect in addressing his descendants. Sayyid is an Arabic term of respect used in addressing his descendants. Saeed means the descendants of Muhammad. Saeed is basically the term that basically means a descendant of Muhammad. All right, Delve. Where to now, my dear? Okay, so this is the last question of round one. It said ancient Romans not only ate these eels, but fed their disobedient slaves to them. It said ancient Romans not only ate these eels, but fed their disobedient slaves to them. And we start the timer now. And no one got that one either. It said ancient Romans all ate and fed their slaves to the moray eels. That's what it said. These Romans were like vicious and violent and all that kind of stuff, weren't they? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of round one. And at the moment, Flutter has 800. Pardon me. Sea Chicken has 600. And Delve is at 0. She missed the daily double and she got her 200 points back on one question. So, with that, we are going to get ready for round two. I'm going to step away for 1 second, so bear with me. And I will be right back. Actually, before I do that, let's put the music on. So you guys have something to listen to for 2 seconds. Bear with me, guys. I needed some ice. I am now out of butterscotch schnapps. Oh well. ladies and gentlemen, we are back for round 2. And again, we put a 30-minute timer on the round. And for this category, this board, the categories are space, museums, the 1920s, gum, colorful phrases, and, more sportsy stuff for Delve, tennis. And as Delve is the current active player with the fewest points, Delve gets to choose the first point, value, and category. So Delve, where are we going? Gum for 4. A World War II morale booster for Filipinos was gum printed with this famous promise. A World War II morale booster for Filipinos was gums printed with this famous promise. And no one picking that one up. It was the famous promise by William MacArthur. What is, "I will return"? It was Douglas MacArthur's famous phrase from World War II, promising that he would return. All right, Delve, where to next? That reminds me, I gotta fix that question. So it's just the Twin Towers. Alright, gum for 8. Mentha spicata and mentha piperita, they are the 2 most popular gum flavorings. Mentha spicata and mentha piperita, they're the 2 most popular gum flavorings. Why is my timer not running? There it goes. Nope, not spearmint and winter fresh. Although you were close, Flutter. You were close. It is spearmint and peppermint. Ah, oh, fraction too late, Delve. Just a fraction too late. All right, Delve, where to next? Space for 400. On September 29, 1985, this film director activated Meta, a radio to contact extraterrestrials. On September 29, 1985, this film director activated Meta, a radio to contact extraterrestrials. guesses again. The film director that activated Meta was Steven Spielberg. It was Steven Spielberg who actually started the radio. All right, Delv, where to now, my dear? Museums for four. Both Montezuma and Emperor Maximilian had palaces on site of this country's Natural Museum of History. Both Montezuma and Emperor Maximilian had palaces on site of this country's National Museum of History. Nope, not Britain. Montezuma and Emperor Maximilian had palaces in Mexico. They both had palaces in Mexico. All right, Delv, where to now, my dear? The 1920s. The title of an Eleanor Glyn novel, Clara Bow, was said to have this quality. Title of an Eleanor Glyn novel, Clara Bow, was said to have this quality. Clara Bow. Why do I keep saying bow? I don't know. Wow, you guys did not know this one? Clara Bow was said to be the it girl. She had it. All right, Del, where to next? Not easy when the timer's going, is it? The 1920s for 400. The term hooch came from the liquor-making Huguenot Indian tribe in this state. The term hooch came from the liquor-making Huguenot Indian tribe in this state. Delve, nailing it. It is Alaska. The Huguenot Indians are from Alaska. All right, Delve, where are we going to go next? And in the 1920s, 1920s for 1200. And here is the question. The Baltimore and Ohio Railroad put dictionaries on trains for passengers who used these to pass the time. The Baltimore and Ohio Railroad put dictionaries on trains for passengers who used these to pass time. Nope, not typewriters. They put dictionaries on trains for passengers who used crossword puzzles to pass the time. All right, Delv, you still have the last correct answer. Where do we go next? Colorful phrases for 400. Let me see if there's a specific rule for this category. I want to check. Nope. Okay. It's given when you're allowed to go ahead with a plan. It's given to you when you're allowed to go ahead with a plan. Correct, Sea Chicken. You are given the green light. Hey, Anna, how we doing today? And with that, Sea Chicken extends his current lead. And see, where are we going next? Tennis for 4. The largest crowd ever for a tennis match assembled at this stadium in 1973. The largest crowd ever for a tennis match assembled at this stadium in 1973. All right, Flutter, have yourself a good one. Torture the hell out of Gunner for us. The correct answer was the Astrodome, where the Battle of the Sexes took place. I think they said there were 72,000 people that were in the Astrodome watching the Battle of the Sexes. Just a little late, Sea Chicken. All right, where to, Sea Chicken? I know I'm. Oh crap! You know what I never did? There we go. Oh, hold on. Ah! There we go. You're no longer in slow mode. Alright, tennis for 800. In the 1970s, this Swedish tennis star helped popularize headbands. In the 1970s, this Swedish tennis star helped popularize headbands. Oh, the correct answer was Bjorn Borg. Bjorn Borg was the first to popularize the headband. All right, Sea Chicken, where to now, my friend? He's the Swedish chef. Borg. Bjorn Borg. I still say that's where Bjork got her name from. Was from the Swedish chef. Colorful phrases for 800. Thoroughbred horses do well fueled by the bluegrass of this state. Thoroughbred horses do well fueled by the bluegrass of this state. And the timer starts now. It is indeed the bluegrasses of Kentucky. And with that, Dell jumps up into the lead by 200 points. It's the bluegrasses of Kentucky. All right, Dell begins. Where are we going next? And we are just over halfway through this round. This will be interesting because you guys are saving the big numbers till later. The Beatles hit, some consider among the best kiddie songs of recent times. The Beatles hit, some consider among the best kiddie songs of recent times. Yeah, I refuse to use the controller, Sea Chicken. I refuse. Unless I'm playing a video game, then I might. But even then, I need my keyboard. It is the Yellow Submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine. A yellow submarine, a yellow submarine. I think it's considered like the third best kitty song of all time. I think the only ones that are higher are like the Care Bears song and Barney's song. Or no, Mr. Rogers and Barney. Alright, Del, where to next, my dear? Gum 412. The approximate difference in calories between sugar and sugar-free gum. The approximate difference in calories between sugared and sugar-free gum. We're going to have to send Sea Chicken like a USB keyboard with a really long USB cord. I think that's what we got to send Sea Chicken. Or we get him one of those keyboards that attach to the controller. Believe it or not, the difference between sugared gum and sugar-free gum is only 4 calories. So if they're telling you you're on a diet, you need to chew sugar-free gum, they're lying to you. Those 4 calories don't mean much. Alright, Del, where to next, my dear? Museums for 8. And here is the question. When Lord Elgin took Greek sculptures from the Parthenon, he sold them to this museum. When Lord Elgin took Greek sculpture from the Parthenon, he sold them to this museum. And the timer starts now. But yeah, CJ, we need to get you one of those like little mini keyboard controllers you plug into the controller. When Lord Elgin took them out of the Parthenon, he actually sold them to the British Museum. He basically robbed the Greeks and got rich in the process. Alright, Del, where to this time? Museums 412. Frank Lloyd Wright designed this New York City museum around a spiral ramp so that visitors would not lose their way. Frank Lloyd Wright designed this New York City museum around a spiral ramp so that visitors would not lose their way. Really? Mine's always worked. I know what I'll tell you, Sea Chicken. Get you one of those mini USB hubs. Just like you can get one that's got like 2, 4, or 8 slots on it. I will almost guarantee you that if the hub's plugged in, it'll work. I almost guarantee it. Frank Lloyd Wright designed this New York City museum around a spiral ramp so that visitors would not lose their way. It's one of the most famous New York City museums. It was the Guggenheim. It was the Guggenheim. All right, Delv. Where to next? Space for 8. Oh, this is gonna be a long. This is gonna be one of those goofy questions. Because I got it set up so the questions appear in some random animation format. I'm trying to think, do I have a spare USB hub around here? If I had one, I'd send it to you, but I don't know if I do or don't. Also known as drogues, they open on a satellite descent. Also known as drogues, they open on a satellite descent. You could always sell your eye on the black market, sea chicken. That would pay for the, well, kind of defeats the purpose, I guess, huh? Also known as drogues, they open on a satellite's descent. They are parachutes. Parachutes are also known as drogues. I think the drogues is the Russian term, I think. All right, Delvikins. Where to now, my dear? Space 412. Escape velocity refers to escaping this. Escape velocity refers to escaping this. If you are getting to escape velocity, you are going 7 meters per second as proven by Jules Verne of all people, which means you basically escape Earth gravity. Okay, don't ask me how Jules Verne figured that out so close to the actual number. But in Man to the Moon, Jules Verne literally said you had to make 7 meters per second to escape Earth's gravity. The actual number is like 6.88 or something like that. But somehow the man knew that you had to go 6.88 meters per second. I think it's 6.88, might be 6.82 to escape Earth's gravity. All right, Del, where to next? Space for 1600. The brightest star in the constellation Centaurus, its planetary system was the destination of the Jupiter in Lost in Space. I have a sneeze, so you guys get an extra second to type an answer if you want to. Alright, it's gone, I think. The brightest star in the constellation Centaurus, its planetary system was the destination of the Jupiter 2 in Lost in Space. It is not just the brightest star in a constellation, but it's like our nearest planetary neighbor. What is Alpha Centauri? Alpha Centauri. All right, Del, where to next? Museums for 1600, and this will be, oh, it's the Daily Double, which means we cannot end on the Daily Double. Del, you have 2,400 points right now. How many points of your 2,400 are you going to risk? All right, 200 it is. Here is the question for you. Her Kenyan home, now a museum, contains the bed that Robert Redford shared with Meryl Streep in Out of Africa. Her Kenyan home, now a museum, contains a bed Robert Redford shared with Meryl Streep in Out of Africa. No guess from Del. Oh, who is Karen Blixen? It is Karen Blixen. It is indeed Karen Blixen. And with that, Del takes the Jeopardy game by 1,600 points. Del finished with 2,600, Sea Chicken finished with 1,000, and Flutter finished with minus 1,600. That's why I was surprised she didn't ask what the scores was, because I was expecting her to do like, if I miss, I'll win by 1 point. That's what I was expecting her to do. So congratulations to Miss Delvikins, who takes the Jeopardy game. Da-da, da-da, da-da. And with that, Delv, we have to take you over to the treasure chests. It was close till Delve got like the 1,200 point question, and at that point it's like Sea Chicken and his controller keyboard is like, damn it. All right, Delve. With that, we need a number from you between 1 and 198. And I need to move this up a bit so we can see the pirate. Yeah, but Dell's box doesn't have a lot of large stuff in it, Sea Chicken. Dell's box has the car, and I think that's it for larges for her. All right. And in treasure chest number 147 for Delve, it is oh, it is one of my favorites. This is actually fitting. It's Halloween. It is. Make sure I get the right one. From the Twisted Fairy Tales from the mind of Todd McFarlane, it is Hansel. It is Hansel in his cage. So this will be going to Delve. Look at the poor man in the cage with the bone holding it out. It is actually a pretty freaking awesome looking piece, honestly. Like I said, I was kind of mad last time I went to the toy show. I couldn't find more of these, because that's all I was going to try to give away during October were like scary things. But congratulations, Del. That will be going to you, my dear. Ta-da! All right, so congratulations, Del Kids. So that goes with, let's see, what else is in her box? Let's take a look. Oh, she's got Future Hyro. So she's actually got. I'm not going to pull the car out because the car is like kind of wrapped up at the moment. She's got the pink Cadillac. She's got the Hansel from the Twisted Fairy Tales from McFarlane. And she has Future Hyro from the Heroes Collection. So that will be going to Dell. That's in addition to her Tum Tums and her Rook card set. Like I said, her box is nowhere near as packed as one of my other ones. Or actually two of my other ones. Which I'm going to actually try to sort here very shortly. Let's see, Chicken, I managed to put all your stuff into one box, by the way. Just so you know. So I managed to get your stuff fit in. So no more showing off the envelope for you. Now we show off the boxes. It's always good when it's boxes because it just feels more there, doesn't it? Alright guys, I think what we're going to do is, like I said, I think we're going to wrap it up here at this point for tonight. And what I'll probably do is, if I get out of the office at a reasonable hour tomorrow, I will probably do another episode tomorrow and maybe Tuesday, just to see what happens. Like I said, I just want to try a couple of things, hours and days and times wise. So I think we'll wrap this up here. So I hope you guys, because it's almost evening, so matinee no longer seems to apply for Sunday. Make sure you guys check out Delve on Twitch. Make sure you guys check out Gunner on PlayStation Network. Sea Chickens Hides on Instagram. He needs to start streaming at some point. Who am I forgetting that I want to say hi to? Jax, when she's streaming in Australia, like really early in the morning usually, and so on and so forth. So with that, guys, I hope you guys kind of enjoyed the off-hour broadcast. I am going to go watch a vampire movie, I think. Like I said, I got vampires on the brain right now. Hey, leave that alone, Pussycat. Pussycat's trying to play with my toys. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, have yourselves a very, very, very good weekend, or rest of the weekend. May your week be comfortable, and may you guys enjoy a very good pre-Halloween and Halloween. Until maybe tomorrow, but at least we'll see you guys next Thursday at the latest. Until then, folks, have a good one and exercise the gray cells.